In this video, I'm going to talk about the lasso tools, the color picker, the paint bucket tool, and the magical undo tool, which all Adobe software has, and you'll come to know and love that one. So here we are in Photoshop. On the left side, as I said before, this vertical toolbar. The first tool, if you hover over it, it'll tell you what it is. The move tool, we're not going to use that yet. This next one, the marquee tool, we'll use that later. And the third one down is this lasso tool. Okay, so next to these tools, there's this annoyingly small little triangle here. If you click that, it'll open up, and there's other options. For first, just choose, it should default to the lasso tool. So just this lasso tool is what you want active. Come over to the this first upper section here in the upper left, and you're gonna draw some other stuff in here, so leave some room. But anyway, just click, hold, and drag like a blobby shape. Okay, and then when you let go, it'll connect up. All right, so just some kind of blob like that. Let's fill this with a color. So over here in the toolbar, we're way up yonder. If we come down about halfway, it should default to what is called the gradient tool. So this is what it looks like. But if you click on the annoyingly little triangle and get the drop-down menu, choose the paint bucket tool. Okay. So but wait, there's more. Okay, so way at the bottom is these two little squares here. These are the default colors that typically come up. Black, this is the foreground color, and this is the background color. It's more complicated than that, but if I painted or did anything, it would come out black. Okay, so I got the paint, so have black in the foreground by clicking this default setting here, right? And black is in the foreground. If I hover within this blob I drew, and in the world of Adobe, these are called marching ants. Okay, that selection is called marching ants. If I hover over it and click once, it'll fill with black. Okay, that's cool. So, but what if I want a different color? Double click on the foreground color, and with this slider, you can go up and down the spectrum. Okay, and so like let's say I want to shade, and you can pick any one you want. I want to shade a purple. So I'm going to choose purple, and then whether I want a very light desaturated purple or a very intense purple. You know, the more intense color is on the right, the darker shades of the color are at the bottom. So pick a nice, hover over and pick a nice color that you like. That's a preview. Click OK, and then with the marching ants still available to you, hover over the blob you just painted and click once, and there's your color. Okay, that's very cool. Let's see, what do I want to do next? Okay, now the marching stuff can only happen within the marching ants. You can only paint in there or draw in there or do whatever, or erase in there, whatever. So if I have marching ants, out here everything is protected. So I can click with the paint bucket tool till the cows come home and nothing happens. Okay, that's an important thing to know. A lot of times for beginners, they'll have something selected and they'll be out here trying to do something and they can't do anything and they're wondering what the heck is going wrong. As long as the marching ants are visible, you can only do stuff within the marching ants. Now there is a way to invert the selection, which I don't think we're going to get to in this exercise, but okay, so that's cool. So we have to deselect somehow. There's a couple ways to deselect the marching ants. You can select this rectangular marquee tool and then click anywhere and it'll deselect. Okay, that's cool. Now let me activate the marching ants again. Another way the way I recommend, and it's easier, if you have marching ants and you're done with the selection, do a Command or Control D. D is in dog for deselect. Command or Control D will get rid of the marching ants. So that's one thing to remember. It's easier than clicking the Marquee tool and clicking anywhere. Okay, so that's what I want. I want a blob of any color in there. Come over to the lasso tool again, hit the little drop-down menu, choose Polygon lasso tool, come over here and just draw and just click once, let go, click once, let go, click once, let go, and draw like a jaggedy polygon shape. And if you're anywhere out here and you click twice, it'll if you click twice rapidly, it'll join up. Same thing, go to the color picker, double click on the color picker, pick a different color just to be artsy. I'm going to pick the complement. I'm going to get like a yellow. And same thing, get the paint bucket tool, activate the paint bucket tool. Another thing if you hover over, it's not showing me. Oh, there it is, the G. If you hover over the paint bucket tool, and it'll say paint bucket tool, and that thing G means if you hit a letter G on the keyboard, it'll activate the paint bucket tool. So I picked this gold, so there, ta-da, okay. Let's see what else I want to do with this. I think that's pretty much all I want to do. Oh yes, the magical undo tool, command. Okay, so let's say, so first of all, let's deselect. And how do you do that? Either do a Command D, or you can click on the Marquee selection tool and just click anywhere to deselect. Groovy. Okay, now just suppose I make a mistake. I have my paint bucket tool and I'm gonna I'm out here and I click that way. Okay, disaster has struck. What do I do? Command or Control Z, excuse me, geez, pardon me. Command or Control Z, as in zebra, will undo the last command. And you can undo a whole bunch. If I hit keep going, Command Z, Command Z, Command Z, I'll undo all the stuff that I've done. So anyway, so if I make a mistake, whoops, Command or Control Z, and life is good. So for now, I think that's all I want you to do. One thing about the Polygon lasso tool, it can be annoying. Like if sometimes you'll want to, you'll mess things up and you don't know what the heck to do. Okay, just double click, get it to connect up, get the marching ants, and then Command D, and then start over. That's that. Okay, so that's all I want for this section right here.